Welcome to Car Sales Talk 101, where it's all about life in the car business. Telling you like it is. Here's the man with the plan, Terry Cameron. Let's get started.
Welcome back to Car Sales Talk 101. I'm Terry Cameron. Thanks for hanging out with us again today. In this episode, I believe it's episode number 107, we're going to talk about the importance of using video to sell cars. But before we get started, let me remind you to hop on over to Apple Podcast or whatever platform you listen to this on and give me a rating and write a review. It's really important to me. Also, remember, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on LinkedIn, and you can email me at 10minutessalestalk@hot.rr.com. So let's get started. I guess it's been 2, maybe 3 years before sending video to customers really got started. And to this day, it's still not used by very many salespeople. And I can't figure out why. It's probably one of the most important things we can do, or things we can change, or things we can add to our process to help us grow and sell more cars than anything else that we have been doing in the past. I mean, pictures are awesome. And I think the phrase is, a picture says a thousand words. Well, can you imagine what a video does? Now, some videos that we send to our customers are probably a little bit too chalky and unprofessional, but we're not really asking for a superb production. We don't need to hire somebody to get our videos in order to send them to the customer. Let's talk about a couple different kinds. The first one, and I think is probably the most important video that you can send to a customer, is the one immediately after them leaving the dealership. Of course, you're not going to send them a video if they already purchased a car. So we're talking about the customer that has not purchased. We're going to give them an idea or keep it fresh in their mind what vehicle that they were looking at and the features that were important to them. But it's also going to set you far apart from the next salesperson that they're going to see, or the salesperson they talked to before they met you, because they're not going to do anything. So, I mean, you have to make some time here. Immediately after the customer leaves, you need to go take your cell phone, your smartphone out there, and do a 15 to 30 minute walk around remembrance, not necessarily a presentation, but reminding them of the things that were important to them and how the car that they were looking at is going to solve their problems. 15 to 30 seconds. That's it. All you have to do, put it in any text and send it to them immediately after they leave. That's going to do a couple things. Other than just setting you apart from the next salesperson, it's also going to show them that you actually cared and listened to what they had to say. It's also going to show them that you are a professional, because nobody else is doing this. And I'm thinking you need to get on the train right away, because if you can right now, you're going to be way ahead of everybody else. But it's really not going to take long before dealerships, managers, management are going to dictate that this has to be done every time. It's not an option. And when everybody starts doing it, it's not quite as important as it was if you were just doing it yourself. Now, the other video I'd like to talk about is the one that you do on a daily basis. You just pick a car out, or something about the car, maybe rebates and incentives, maybe even something to do with your maintenance of a vehicle, and you're going to put this on YouTube. Now, I agree that most people don't go to YouTube shopping. They go to YouTube for personal things. So maybe you should have a business page also, and that's what you want to get everybody to like. You need more fans there. You need people going to your business page and liking it. And I would say that once a day, you put a video on your YouTube that talks about a particular model, especially one that's coming out and one that's very high in demand. Just, again, another 30-second to maybe a minute video about that product. Nobody else is doing it. Now, here's the key to it. It's got to be consistent. It can't be every once in a while. If you're going to do it every day, you do it every day. If you're going to do it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, do it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Whatever schedule you choose, stick with it. It's also got to have good content. It's really got to be something that's important to customers. And sometimes we think of things that may not be important to the customer, and we really don't know. I remember a customer telling me that she had to go to Google to find out how to check the tire pressure in her tires. Wouldn't that be a kind of a cool video to put on there, that you could actually direct customers to your website, maybe even your YouTube channel, to answer the questions that they're asking you? So you could have some technical things on there. I like maybe getting a technician that looks the part. He dresses clean, he talks professional, and he's out there working on a car, to give maybe a 30-minute or 30-second tech talk, something that he can explain what this light flashing on their dash is, how to check their oil using a dipstick, tire tread depth, things that the average Joe and Joanne wouldn't know, and sometimes are embarrassed to ask. That'd be a nice thing to put on there, I think, at least once a week. What about a new incentive? What about a certain feature that seems to confuse everybody on today's cars? So first thing we talk about is a video that we're going to text to the customer immediately after they leave, and then we're going to do video and we're going to put it on our Facebook, and we're going to get people to like our Facebook. And the more people that like your Facebook, the more people are going to know your name, the more people that are going to ask for you, and the more people are going to get that will refer people to you. Now, there's also another good video I think that we might want to think about doing, and that's maybe a personal introduction video. That's right. Turn the camera around on yourself. Introduce yourself to your potential customer. So when you get that email lead, that referral, or that phone call that you took just a few minutes ago, you can respond with this text with your video in it, introducing yourself. Now, I want you to think about this. How important do you think it is that the customer that you have never met is going to come out to the lot and they're going to be able to recognize who you are? I mean, does Uber do it? Most technicians that come to your house, they send their name and picture, so you feel a little bit more comfortable when they're coming up to knock on your door. Well, I'm thinking a customer is going to feel a lot more comfortable when they get that video of somebody introducing themselves to them, and they've got a big smile on their face, and they look genuinely interested in meeting you. They come on the lot, all they have to do is say, that's the person over there that I want to talk to. They know who you are, they can pick you out of that huddle, and you have a better chance of them talking to you and not the guy with the skates on. So now we're talking about 3 different videos. The one right after the customer leaves, the one that we're going to put on our Facebook, and it's going to be done on a regular basis, good content and good consistency, and we're talking about the one that every customer that we have not met that is going to come see us is going to get, and that's that introduction, that personal introduction. These things aren't hard to do. They don't take a whole lot of time. And just like podcasting, once you get used to it, the editing and anything else that you need to do comes so much quicker and so much easier to do. And you can't tell me that if you did this every single time and did it consistently with good content every single time, that you wouldn't benefit from it. I once had a older, very, very, very successful man tell me that if it won't hurt, it might help. Besides, don't you have some time in the day that you like to have it filled with something productive? Well, that's just one more thing to do to add to your daily routine. Videos, videos, videos. Videos sell. And I think you can do it. So, here's what I'd like you to do is set a time, set a date, set a schedule that you're going to start on these projects, and that's what I like to call them, the projects, and start working on them right away. See what happens. I guarantee the only thing that you're going to get are good, positive comments from them. And don't worry about people laughing at you and wondering what you're doing out there on the lot talking to yourself. Eventually, they'll be doing the same thing. And you're not going to be so special anymore. So get way ahead of the game. Get way ahead of everybody else, and you're going to sell more cars, you're going to have a lot more fun, and you're going to make a lot more money. So guys, remember, the sky's the limit. I'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Please rate it and write a review on Apple Podcasts. We appreciate your valuable feedback. You can email Terry at 10minutesalestalk@hot.rr.com. And don't forget to share the show with a friend.